Hi, my name is Brie Ekpo, content creator. I live in the UK with my family. So I'm glad to introduce to you once again WorldRemit app. I've been talking about this app for some time now. If you are a follower of my platform, this app recently enabled me to buy my retirement home in Nigeria. If you are Nigerian and you send Naira to your Nigeria account or to other people in Nigeria, this app enables you to send money very quickly. It's fast, it's efficient, and their rates are very competitive. So it's very easy to use. Just download the WorldRemit app. Just have it in your phone. So sometimes all these little change, £100 here, $100 here, $1,000 here, $200 here, it all adds up. Just they send them, they go for those projects where they do for Nigeria. Before you know, it all adds up, and they say a little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. So some of you now won't be they follow me, know my journey of building my retirement home, which I just did with the help of this app. So download the WorldRemit app today. Their rates are very competitive. Use my discount code and keep sending money for those projects in Nigeria. It all adds up and you'll be able to achieve what you want to do in Nigeria. Remember, Ilela Bosimioko. So keep sending your money. Keep doing those projects. If you want to send money to your family, your loved ones, download the WorldRemit app today and keep sending that money to Nigeria. Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back. Hey beautiful people. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, good afternoon, happy Sunday. How are we all? How are we, Re? I hope we are well. Hi guys, welcome back. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. If you can hear me, please say hello. Let me know that you can hear me. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, let me see who's here. Rebecca Hills, thank you, everybody. All right. Kukwa, how are you, sis? Lovely to see you. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back. I hope we are well. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, I said today that we are going to talk about parenting. This is a subject that is very, very important, but I tend to shy away from it. I'm not even going to pretend. I do shy away from this topic. But today, not today. Give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're just joining us for the first time. Whether you are a parent or you're going to be a parent or you're already a parent, this is going to be very, 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 very useful to everybody. Because parenting in the diaspora and parenting in Nigeria is not the same. It's not the same. And we all have our own fair share of stories, parenting stories. It is not an easy fit parenting in the abroad because we are a product of where we come from. We're a product of our own upbringing. And most times, people want to parent the way they were parented. Okay? So we're going to be looking at a video today. I want to react to that video. A friend of mine saw it. I did see it. But like I said, I do shy away from parenting a little bit because it's something that I struggle with as well. So I'm learning and just trusting God and praying for help because it's not easy. Good evening, Brother Patrick. So nice to see you, sir. Yes. We Africans in the diaspora, one of the challenges that we have is parenting our children because remember, we come from a culture, we come from a religious background, a way of life that is not apparent here in the abroad. Okay? These children, most of the time, they don't know much about our background. They don't know about our culture. They don't know about our views about parenting. For babies, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to say that it's easier to parent children. of a certain age. But for adult children, especially teenagers, once they are from 11, 12, 13, 14 upwards. Ogbasuru. Adama, how are you? Long time no see. Hope you're all right. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, learning and unlearning. And that's what I want us to do today. I want us to do a lot of unlearning and learning tonight. That's what we usually do on this platform. Because nobody knows it all when it comes to this parenting thing. Sometimes it's try and error. Daddy one and I disagree a lot on parenting. If there's anything that has really put, a strain on our relationship or on our marriage that we've had issues on, is parenting, because we don't agree on parenting styles. Okay, I'm a more liberal parent. Okay, and that's not always a good thing. Okay, so I'm not going to say that I'm the best parent, because looking back, I think I made a lot of mistakes as well. So I'm a more liberal parent. If children are growing up in a two-parent household, there's always a bad cop and a good cop. And sometimes everybody has a role to play. But we women, sometimes we don't allow, our husbands or our partners to play their role. And I'm very, very guilty of that. In retrospect, if I have to look at it, I made a lot of mistakes in that area. And I can put my hands up and say, yes, if I have to do it again, I'll probably do it a little bit different. I'm a more liberal parent. Let me explain. The reason why I'm so liberal is because I had a very, very harsh, tough, like most Nigerian children that grew up in Nigeria. Our upbringing was very, very harsh. There was a lot of, parents beating you up and yelling and shouting. And I had an experience when I was a child that really, really traumatized me, not from my parents, but it's from a family member. So, you know how Nigerian families are. You grow up in Nigerian society is open. It's a very open society. Okay. So families, we all live together. Okay. Kids say, I have kids 28, 25, and 29. I'm the bad cop. But that was why they are when they were younger. The roles have changed now. My husband is the strict one. Yeah. There's always a bad cop. I'm not the bad cop. I'm the good cop, but I don't allow the bad cop to play his role very well. And that is what I did wrong. I did not allow it. I was always interrupting and, and we have boys. You know how boys are not a walk in the park. Teenage boys, they need a very, very firm hand. But then again, there needs to be a balance, because if you are too firm and you don't balance it with love, listening, trying to understand their own reality, and try to, befriend them at a certain age, then again, that's a problem. Yeah. Yeah, our upbringing for a lot of us who grew up in Nigeria was a bit harsh. So I made that decision right from when I was young that I'm never going to parent my children like this. So it's not even from my own parents, incidentally. It was a family member who, this man, oh my God, I have never seen a thing like that before in my life. So there are a lot of things that we go through as children that we internalize, maybe because we don't have the language for it, or we don't have the understanding or the knowledge of how it made us feel. But I guarantee you, when you grow up, you will be faced with those things, and then you will now understand how those things impacted you. So this person is a family member, like I said, and we all lived in the same compound. It's not my father, it's not my mother, but we are related, right? And it wasn't even directed at me. Most of what he did was not directed at me. But I realized that I was seriously traumatized with what he did to his children. So I made a vow that I will never be that kind of a parent. A lot of people see me, maybe because the way I talk or my build, those who met me physically, my posture, and generally how firm I can be, and they assume that I'm going to be a strict parent. My children walk all over me. Honestly, I'm not a strict parent at all, and that's not good. That's not good. I'm not saying that that's good, because parenting requires balancing strict, being firm, loving, understanding, especially at a certain age. So let me not talk too much. Let me jump to the video because there's quite a lot to gain from this video. Yeah. What I saw with how people were doing parenting when I was a kid, I said, never. I'm going to love my children and love them. And, but sometimes I used to wonder, can you love your children too much? Is there a way that you love your children? Because, growing up in Africa, our parents believe that don't show your children you love them, that they will get spoiled. They will spoil them. So I didn't believe in that. I didn't practice that. I love my children. I show them that I love them every single day. So I was very, very, very intentional about how I was going to parent my children. I wanted to be very involved in their life. I wanted to, be emotionally available. I wanted to befriend them. I wanted to tell them I love them every day, hugs and kisses. And what was very, very important to me was I wanted my children to be so open with me that they could talk to me about anything, no matter how awkward it is, without the fear of being judged. That was very, very important to me. Some people may not agree with it, but that was the style that I adopted. And like I said, yeah, it's good to balance it with, the firmness, the strictness, and all that. Because this obodo-oyibo parenting is not a walk in the park. Oh, it's not a joke. So the way we were parented is completely different from in Nigeria. Let me just paint a brief background for those of you who don't know. Most parents in Nigeria are very, very strict. So parental figures in Nigeria are almost reverent, like they're almost worshipped. Your parent cannot be talking and you are talking. Who born you? Your parent cannot be talking and you will look at them in the face. Whether they are right or wrong, you must shut up when your parent is talking. You cannot even say, now I'm trying to explain. No, you keep quiet. Parents were kind of like demigods. Okay? So that's how most of us were parented in Nigeria. We reverent our parents. We worshipped our parents. We almost feared our parents. In fact, we feared our parents. Let me not even say we almost. If you are here, you didn't fear your parents, then you are not, you are one of the few. Okay? A lot of us feared our parents. We feared them. Our parents were very, very strict. Most parents were. Not everyone, but yeah. So coming here now to see the way the abroad is, how Oyibo people do their own parenting with so much love, hugs and kisses. You'll be talking to your children with low voices, no shouting. It's very strange to us culturally. Very, very strange. No smacking, nothing. So we struggle. Romari, I need to talk to you. Hello, sis. How are you? I was thinking about you this morning. We need to chat. Yeah, I have something I need to discuss with you. Let's talk later. Yeah. So I know a lot of you can relate to what I'm saying now. But let's play that video so that we'll take the lesson from it and then we'll talk about this matter of obodo-oyibo parenting. Yeah. So this video I'm about to share, we are going to do give us a thumbs up, guys. Please give us a thumbs up. We are going to want to react to this video. It's a video of a young girl who had a disagreement with the mother, right? They had a disagreement about something that was, I think, is kind of religious in nature. Okay, it was religious in nature in terms of her faith. The mother from the video sounds like a very religious, one of all these SU, all these born again, gym kind of people. I'm just saying, I don't know them personally. Okay. But she posted the video. The young lady posted the video. She's 25 years old because she told us her age. And she said, POV, your narcissist mother thinks spirituality is demonic, part 1. So the young lady was recording her mother. And look at the word. Yeah, on Friday, we were talking about that word, the word for 2023, narcissist. Everything is narcissist. I mean, even using this kind of word to describe your mother, me as a child grown up in Nigeria, I wouldn't dream of it. I wouldn't dare. But Gen Z and all these millennials, they record their parents, they put it on social media, and this one even called the mother narcissist. Is she a narcissist? I don't know. But this is what she said. And they were arguing back and forth. So I will play it a little bit, then we'll react. I'll play it a little bit, then we'll react to it so that we can bring out the lessons. Because there were some things that I felt uncomfortable with when I was listening to the video in terms of what the mom was saying. They were talking about spirituality. The girl said she's spiritual. And whether it's, how will I say it? It's something that the mom didn't understand when she says spirituality. Maybe to her, spirituality means something that is, demonic or something like that. So let's go through it. Beauty by Lalisha said, Auntie B, I'm so invested in this topic because my mom shouted a lot and I'm only now realizing how much it affected me, because this is how I talk to my child and I really feel bad after all. Yeah, you can change. Okay? Lalisha, you can change. You don't have to parent your children the way your mom parented you. Most of our parents, I'm not even going to judge them because you can only do what you know. Most of them were very frustrated with our dads. Most of them were very unhappy with their dad, with our fathers. Some of them were depressed. Some of them were dealing with a lot. Side chicks, polygamy, so many things that they were dealing with. And unfortunately, the children were the ones that suffered all that frustration, anger, and, whatever it is they were going through. So you can choose not to parent your children the way you were parented. Take the good from what your mom did and just leave all that shouting. Every parent shouts, okay? But try not to make it something that is too frequent. Because I tell you something, obodooyinbo children are different from Nigeria. Children that are growing up in Nigeria. If you shout too much, you're going to just make them be in constant fear. I don't know how to describe it, but you guys understand. Obodooyinbo children, they are not as resilient as Nigerian children because environment, we have this discussion about nature and nurture when we want to talk about how people turn out. But both of them, they play a very important role. Nature plays a role in it and nurture also plays a role in it. The environment can definitely impact on how children are. I see that obodooyinbo children are a bit more fragile. Nigerian children, they hard right from birth. They hard like anything. But obodooyinbo children, no, they hard like that. Okay, so we have to use wisdom. Okay. Yeah, they do press our button here. I do understand. Okay, somebody said that they seek therapy at 25 because she was timid. BC said, I became timid growing up and I had to seek therapy at 25. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, a lot of people carry a lot of trauma from how they were raised. A lot of people, adults now who live in the diaspora, are carrying a lot of trauma. Yeah, all that constant shouting, all that constant beating. But you see the funny thing, even in Nigeria today, it's normal. They see it as normal. That's what I'm talking about, environment. But here, it's not normal. They see it as they will be asking your children in school, because they know Nigerian parents, African parents generally, our way of raising children is different. Okay, we don't want to go into discipline today, but we want to talk about, especially when children are adults, how do you relate to them in a way that you don't alienate your children. They don't see you as somebody that is narcissist. Imagine your own child calling you a narcissist, putting it on social media. Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́ o, ṣàánú fún wa. It's not an easy thing. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about how they are dealing with timidity. Maddie Love is saying, I'm still dealing with timidity. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Samolu said, now why many Nigerian children don't get conscience, even if they are raised in religious homes? Yeah, because they are hardened. When the heart is hardened, it's difficult for conscience to work. Even if the conscience is working, you will just tell the conscience, say, I beg rest, Jari. Because it toughens you. But I always say that Nigerian parents do that because Nigeria is a very hard place. So all these our children here, the way that they do, they cannot survive the environment in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very tough place. So maybe their parents are actually preparing their children for life. So let's play this video. I've been yapping on for 20 minutes now. Please give us a thumbs up while we react to this video. This is very, very important. Share the video, like and subscribe if you haven't done so. We want to learn from this mother and daughter. What happened? Why is she calling her mother a narcissist?
I don't even want you to have my picture on your altar. I don't even want that. I would prefer if you take my pictures off of your altar. Okay, so then stop asking me for something I already told you I'm not going to give you. I'm serious. I'm serious. It's irrelevant.
So she put here, she asked for a picture of my degree to put in her prayer altar. So it seems like a praying mother who has an altar where she's praying. I don't know whether she's Pentecostal or not Pentecostal. She's a Christian, right? She's asking for a picture of her degree. That's the daughter's degree to put in her prayer altar, which sounds like a very harmless thing to do. We all want our children to be great. We want our children to achieve more than, to be greater than us. So it seems like a really nice thing because you want your children to succeed. I don't know, maybe she was struggling to get a job or she's not where she should be in life and the mother is trying to assist. You know, we are very religious people by nature. But she's saying that she does not believe in it. The daughter is saying that she does not believe that the mother should not put her picture in her altar.
To me, you have your own beliefs and things that you think are attacking you and not me, or them and not me. I'm not under attack.
What is this thing?
It's none of your business.
It is my business.
It's not your business.
This is my business.
I don't come. It's
and
not your business.
You, indirectly.
No, it's not your business.
What is that?
It's not your business.
What?
So you see the exchange. First of all, God rest my mother's soul. They no born me that my mother will be talking. Me, I will be replying her like this. I'll be telling my mom it's not your business. You'll be saying it's my business. It's not your business. They're not born you. Well, we didn't do that. Okay? We couldn't do that because, like I said, we were scared of our parents. My mother will be talking. You will be saying it's not your business. Now that day you will kiss this word. You will just say, goodbye, my friend. Goodbye, my lovers. See you in another life. But obodooyinbo children express themselves. We encourage them to express themselves. But I did like the fact that she was not rude. She was not, yelling. She was just talking. Her tone was very respectful. She was just saying to her mom that it's not her business. Okay? Culturally, this is conflicting for us because I couldn't do this at 25 to my mother. I wouldn't dare. But now, having raised children who are of that age in this country, I can say that my children can say that to me because to them, it's not disrespectful. Okay? To tell your parent that it's not your business, it's not disrespectful. What we consider as disrespectful to them is just, I'm just saying, sorry, mom, it's not your business. Do you understand? So there is a lot of cultural conflict going on here. There's religious conflict and there's cultural conflict.
What is it about?
It's not your business.
What kind of religion is that?
I'm not religious at all. I'm spiritual.
You're occultic.
I'm not occultic.
Okay. I think that's the place my friend heard and she was really, really pissed off. So she said she's not religious, she's spiritual. And I think it really triggered the mom. And she was like, "You're occultic." So the mom is linking spirituality to something that is diabolical or occultic. Do you understand? But it doesn't necessarily mean that. It's just, I think it's just understanding. She lacks the understanding, because to her, spirituality means something that is so, all these cults, Ogboni, whatever cult that is out there. That's what the mom is. I think there's a breakdown in communication because of lack of understanding. Do you guys see what I'm trying to say? The mom said you are occultic just because she said she said she's spiritual, she's not religious. The mom said you're occultic. And my friend that was listening to this was so angry. How are you calling your child occultic? That means you're a bad mother. I told her, say, you come and explain. My friend who sent me this, I already saw it, but my friend was very, very pissed off and said, the mom is wrong. She shouldn't be calling her daughter occultic. So honey baby, I agree. There's lack of understanding on both sides. So the daughter is young, she's 25. Maybe she should have taken the time to explain to her mother to say, if I say I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, it doesn't mean that I belong to a sect. It just means that I connect to God, myself, spirit, soul, and body. Do you understand? But the mom is completely out of place. She's wrong to be using those words. So Rahim, I do understand. The mom is saying, Rahim said, Adewale said, I did not like how the mom called her child a demon and a cultist, though. Yeah. That's a Nigerian, this is a typical Nigerian mom for you. Okay? Some of our parents did something like this, but again, like Samulu was saying, if it was a Nigerian child, like your mom said that you are occultic or you are demonic, they would just laugh it. I remember watching one Lasisi Eleno's skit, and the mom was like, Lasisi, hey, Lasisi, you've joined court. You are in court. You are doing this. He just laughed. But our young people in this part of the world internalize everything. When you say a word to them, it won't bounce off them like that. Okay? But that word is not good enough from the mom. Okay? But there's misunderstanding from both sides.
Occultic.
What is
And
that?
also, I don't have to explain my beliefs to you at
Why?
all.
I am ready to explain
No,
mine to you.
I don't care to know your beliefs, though.
You will.
But I don't care.
Because by the name of the Lord Jesus, every other knee must bow.
Okay, that's your belief, Mom.
That is the belief of the universe.
That's your belief.
Even that.
The mom said, that's the belief of the universe. At the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow. And the young lady said, that's your belief. Okay? So I think maybe she's not identifying as a Christian. She's not identifying as a Christian. And the mom cannot understand it. The mom is upset. And she doesn't know how to reach her. So that's why she's so frustrated with the daughter, saying that I'm spiritual, I'm not religious. What's that? In her mind, she's like, Omo, you fake by me. What are you saying?
Thing you are calling upon.
That's your belief.
Bows at the name of Jesus.
That's your belief. You don't even know what you're talking about.
What is that?
It's none of your business.
How did you get yourself entangled?
It's not your business, okay?
How did you?
I'm sorry that you're so offended by my spiritual beliefs, but that's exactly why it's not your business.
So, yeah, I'm going to talk about, when children become adults, sometimes we need to accept that they are not children anymore. She's 25 years, old. I don't know. It seems like she's still living at home. And I think that's where the wahala is coming from. Okay, because at some point in the conversation, you'll see where the sister was dragged into the conversation. So imagine you've raised your children in a Christian faith or whatever faith that you belong to, and all of a sudden they tell you that they are not Christians. That's not something that a Nigerian parent is going to be able to swallow easily. It's something that it will take the grace of God. The acceptance, number one, is, so Nigerians are not very, 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 when it comes to religion, we are not very, very accepting of other people's choices. So, even if it's not a family member, it's not something that you just tolerate. Pay your child will now wake up. A child that you raised in a particular faith will now tell you that they are practicing spirituality. What's that? Hmm? So to her, it's unfathomable. It's abomination. Why are you? Hey. So from the mom's perspective, to be honest, I can empathize with the mom, because all I hear from the way she's talking is a sign of a woman who feels like this is a crisis. Okay, this is a crisis. My child is lost to me. She's not a Christian anymore. She's talking about spirituality. She doesn't want me to put her name in my altar. In the name of Jesus Christ, every knee shall bow. She's not accepting that Jesus is Lord. It's not easy. Let's be honest. It's not easy. Mm? Children are a byproduct of their parents. And every child, when you are young, your parents will put you in their faith. And that becomes your faith automatically. It's when you become an adult that you can now say, okay, I don't want to belong to this faith anymore. This is where I want to belong, or I don't even want to belong. People like Samolu now that have problem with some certain kind of teaching. I don't want to even go to church anymore. But as adults, and as parents, we have to understand that when children come of age, they might make some choices that does not align with what we want for them. It's not our prayer, but it's a possibility. But in this case, like Honey Babe was saying, if you're going to be practicing something that you know is going to cause your parents, your African parents, a great deal of, distress, then you better go to your own house. Because your father and mother are not going to come to your house and be telling you what to do. The reason why you're having this conversation is because you are still living under their roof. So get your load, go and rent your own place or buy your own place, and then you can practice whatever you want to practice. But the way the mom was calling her demonic or occultic, again, is not right. Okay, let's go on.
How did you get yourself entangled in this?
Entangled in spirituality? I don't owe you any explanation. I don't owe you explanation. I'm sorry that it bothers you so much, but I don't have to. You have to go and ask God to tell you, but I don't have to explain it to you. Okay?
You see, the mom is asking questions. Say, what is spirituality? And she's like, I don't have to explain it to you. You have to. But I sense that she's frustrated with the mom as well. I can tell that I'm sure this is not the first time they're having this conversation. They've had back and forth about religion and, what she's practicing and how she's presenting. It's not the first time. So she's frustrated. The mom is frustrated. Words are flowing. The mom said, what is spirituality? And she's like, I don't have to explain it to you. Just accept me. It's difficult. You guys, please have mercy on your African parents now. It's not easy. Back in the day, we used to look at African parents. I was like, oh, I'll never be like this. I'll never be like this. But when you are a mother or a father, then you have more compassion, or you understand. Let me put it this way. Everybody can have compassion, but you tend to have more, as you mature, whether you're a parent or not, you tend to have more understanding of why things were the way they were. Most of our parents parented us out of fear. I can tell you that it was out of fear. I did tell you guys all the stories about how my mom was so scared that I was going to get pregnant and then I will not go to school, because my mom, for her, was education. My mom believed that if you don't have education, your life is finished. So her greatest fear was that I will not get pregnant as a teenager so that my life will not be ruined. And the way she went about it, oh my God. But that is all she knew. So I can cut her some slacks. Let's carry on.
I don't owe you any explanation for my beliefs at all. At all.
You know, I am your mother.
I know that.
And I will not stop caring and fighting for you.
You don't have to.
Because
that's fine.
Every word you open your mouth and say confirms to me that you don't even know what you're doing.
You don't know what
And
I'm
that's
doing.
why I have to keep praying to God
Okay.
to have mercy on you
Okay.
and to forgive you. Because whatever
Okay.
you're doing, you don't know what you're
No,
doing.
you don't know what you're doing. You don't have to tell me what I do. I know what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
It's none of your business.
A good girl, a beautiful girl like you,
Mhm.
a grown-up girl.
You see, I need to say something about that because the mom was affirming her. She was affirming her beauty. She was like, oh, a grown girl, a graduate like you, a beautiful girl like you. So, see, what you need to understand is that underneath all this going back and forth, there is love. Nobody can ever love you. When I mean unconditional love, and that's why even Mongo Park love their mom. Yeah, Mongo Park, that we say this is the highest Mongo Park, they love their mom because you know why? A mother's love is unconditional. So underneath all this back and forth that you are seeing here, there is love. It's just their ability to communicate that is the problem. Yeah, it's just the ability to understand each other. Some people are saying that the girl is rude to her mother. Yvette is saying the girl is rude to her mother. What's that? Yeah. To her, she's not rude. She's just trying to tell the mom to back off. So I'm saying, from what I'm saying from the young girl's perspective, it seems like she's frustrated with her mom. Because her mom is this overzealous, over religious kind of people who is trying to make her, believe in what she doesn't want to believe in. And it's okay. It's very, very hard for you to, your children, we have a vision for our children, right? We create scenarios, how we want them to turn out, and we trust God. We pray, and we pray. Mothers pray earnestly. A mother you might not even remember to pray for yourself, but your children, you always pray. So I'm cutting. The reason why I'm so empathetic towards this mother is because I see that the vision that she has for her child is not what she's seeing. It's not what she's seeing, but she doesn't know how to communicate it. She doesn't know how to communicate it. So it comes across as something that is harsh. But she said, a beautiful girl like you, a graduate like you. The only problem she has is that spirituality. The spirituality is what this auntie has that is really, really, she's so upset about it. And there's no need for that.
A university graduate
Exactly
wakes up in the morning and say that she's doing spirituality.
I'm very spiritual.
Does that mean?
It means something that you may never understand in this lifetime.
Yourself out from the world.
It means if that's what God wants me to do, if I'm being away from everything that I'm not supposed to be into right now,
yes,
I can be in hermit mode. I can be in isolation because God is talking to me and growing me. But honestly, it's not for you to believe, honey. It's not. It's not for you to believe. I don't owe you an explanation, okay? I don't care about your beliefs, and I don't care to explain mine.
It's fine. You are, like I said, you are my child.
I know that. I'm your child.
Do you even know the meaning of your name?
Wow.
If I ain't Chuku, nothing is impossible for God. Nothing is impossible for God.
Right.
And I live by that. And I'm a walking and living testimony of that.
And
you see how she had to remind her of the meaning of her name? So African parents don't give names, especially Nigerian parents. They don't give names just like that. She said, do you even know the meaning of your name? You guys, don't be too harsh on the mother. Oh. I know a lot of people feel triggered by what the mom is doing. They see her as overbearing, calling her daughter name. Please, have some empathy. This is a mother that is at a crossroad. She feels like she's losing her daughter because she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand what spirituality is. She doesn't understand. If only the daughter will even explain to her. But the daughter keeps saying, you don't need to understand. You may never understand. So she's confused. She's scared. You guys, you are not seeing the fear in the mother's voice. So she's scared. She's terribly scared. She said, Ifeanyi Chukwu, do you know the meaning of your name? Your name is Ifeanyi Chukwu. She doesn't understand. She's scared that I've lost my child to this spirituality. What is spirituality? But you know what I think? Behind all this back and forth about spirituality, there's a lot going on in the mother-daughter relationship. Okay. So at a point that you see her talking about her child, I think she already has a child. She's at home. And I think maybe I'm just, from the video, I'm making all this deduction, right? But let's carry on. You'll see.
You too shall see.
Know.
You too shall see.
Stop shouting.
I'm not shouting.
That is why
I'm not shouting.
Know that name I gave you.
Yeah, God gave you to give me.
That name I gave to
God gave you to give
the
me.
inspiration of my Lord Jesus Christ.
God gave you the name to give
That
me.
name will speak for itself.
It sure will.
It will speak.
It will.
Itself.
Yeah, I agree.
And by that name, every other power
Okay.
will bow.
Okay, that's your belief.
Every other power.
There might not be any other power. From the way the girl is talking, she believes in God, right? So I don't even think that there's any other power. It's just that she's not identifying with being a Christian or calling Jesus and all that. Do you understand?
Will bow.
That's your belief.
Name.
It's okay that you're Christian and you're religious. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I gave you that name.
That's fine. God gave you the name to give me. God named me.
Of you.
God named me.
Jesus
because
Christ
God knows exactly what my destiny is in this world.
Jesus Christ.
God knows how powerful I am.
Has kept you bound, that you
I'm not bound. I'm not bound. Watch what you speak over me. Watch what you're speaking over me. I'm not bound. 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 I'm not bound.
So you can see what's going on there. You can see miscommunication. D, thank you. Is miscommunication. The mom thinks that the daughter is under some demonic possession. That's why she's saying she's spiritual. Because in her mind, spirituality is something that is demonic. Do you understand? But she is trying, she's not, I don't know. I think she's kind of, she's trying to reach her mom to make her understand that, there's nothing wrong with me. I reach God, or I practice my faith differently from you. But the mom is not trying to accept it. She's not even anything. As long as you don't call Jesus, don't come near me. And I do understand that. How many of you here? Let me ask this question, because I'm going to share my link soon. How many of you listening to me now, including those of you that have not liked this video? We've done 43 minutes. 435 people watching. How many of you here would dare to tell your parents in Nigeria that you're not going to church on Sunday? Those of you from Christian home, I'm asking you, how many of you, and you living in your house, how many of you dared to tell your parents that you're not going to church? We could not forget to. I couldn't. If my mom say it's 5 a.m. we're waking up. Honey, babe, don't talk. You live in the UK. You were born and brought up here. So you don't bring your... I'm talking about living and growing up in Nigeria as a child, not adult, that you are living on your own, that you are still under your father and your mother's roof, and you dare to tell your mother, I'm not going to church. No, you can't. You can't. They're not born you well. Fola say who dash smoking banana. Exactly. We couldn't do it. But the problem is that most of us who grew up under parents that were very strict like that, where parents are the demigods, when we come abroad, we expect the same thing from our children. But we need to be very, very careful, because the environment where we live in creates a different kind of outcome for us. Our children here have voice. They can talk. They express themselves. Do you understand? That is where the cultural conflict comes in. She's 25 years old. She's staying at home, so she's still a child. If she's an adult, let her go and rent a house. Why is she still living at home? Because she was living in her house, like I said before, All this while I no go start now. If you are living in my house, you have to live by my rules. Let's be honest. You have to live by my rules. If you don't like my rules, get the F out. Go get your own house. So you're an adult. You are not a child. But why are you under my roof? Why am I paying your bills? Let's be honest, though, because we were children once and we're adults now. We are parents. There's a limit to which parents can do. I'm not justifying the mother, okay, for her actions. She has her own, a lot of the things she said to the daughter is reprehensible. A lot of the things, her actions. But come on now, Abba. Yeah, if you want to be your own oga, you want to be your own madam, calling your shots, doing your whatever. If you want to turn to Guru Maharaji, get your own house. Don't do it under my roof. It's simple. There's a way you earn your parents' respect, too. And like I said, I'm not justifying the mother. But you don't stay under your parents' roof. You are not working. You are not earning any money. You are not contributing to anything. You don't even have a job. And you want to be dictating for your parent. That's where the conflicts come in. When you're under your parents' roof, you got to obey their conduct, the code of conduct in the house. If you don't obey it, oh yeah, go out into the world and see how easy it is to pay your own bills. That's what I'm saying.
In the name
I'm
of
not
Jesus
bound.
Christ, the name
Watch
that
what
is
you speak
above
over me.
all name, the
Watch what you
name
speak
that is
over me.
above all name. Every demonic power that has held you bound must bow in the name of Jesus. By the blood of Jesus,
Mommy,
you are set free.
I'm already free.
You are
Yes.
set free.
I'm more free than you know. And I don't have to explain anything to you.
I feel
You feel
right
like
here.
You don't.
And I know
You
that
don't.
the God I kneel down for, the Holy Spirit that is controlling this hemisphere, that is controlling this atmosphere, is already disgraced and nullified every other power that is trying to take control of your life. I dedicated you to
Nothing
the Lord
is trying
Jesus
to
Christ.
take control of my life.
I dedicated
yeah, you dedicated me.
I dedicated you.
And guess what? I'm an adult now,
I
and I can
dedicated
choose
you.
what I want to believe in.
dedicated you
Okay,
to the Lord
I can
Jesus
choose
Christ.
what I want
And
to
because
believe
you are
in.
dedicated to Jesus, no power
That's
has
not
control
true.
over you.
That's not true.
No power
No one has control over
over
me
you.
because I have
No
control
power.
over me.
The only power
Watch
that has
what you're
control
speaking over
you
me.
is Jesus
What?
Christ.
No,
The
that's not
only
true.
power
That's
that
literally
has
not
control
true.
over you is Jesus
Can you
Christ.
look? Let me tell you
Is
something.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
very loud and you're
From
about to wake
today
my baby
and
up, okay?
forever.
You're about to
I
wake
love
my
you.
baby
I
up.
You
love
see that?
you.
She said, "You're about to wake my baby up." So she has a child. She was saying to the mother, "You are so loud, you're about to wake my baby up." So she has a child. And I'm thinking that child is out of wedlock. Nigerian parents. This woman is an Igbo woman. A baby out of wedlock in my house. And you are practicing spirituality. What would the Umuna say? What would our Christian sisters say? What would the WCA? What they call it? I think I call up to ask her the name they call it again. What would they say? That is the first thing the Nigerian mother is thinking of. You have a baby. You're living under my roof. You have a baby. And you are practicing spirituality. WCO. What will WCO say? I've been going to other people's wedding. And by I shall be, this child wants to disgrace me. He wants to disgrace me. This child does not want me to come and meet him. All this wedding that I've been attending everywhere, Dubai, I go wedding. Spain, I go wedding. Nigeria, I go wedding. My own turn. You are practicing spirituality under my roof with a baby, and you are not married. Ha. So you see why? Are you guys? I'm trying to. I'm talking to you guys from the mind of a mother. She's alarmed. She's fearful. And she's so frustrated, she doesn't know what to do. Child out of wedlock for a Nigerian parent is like, I'm finished. I told you guys my own story now. If I had a child out of wedlock, hey, I don't know what my mom would have done. It's like the biggest offense ever. It's a disgrace to the family. The kind of disgrace, depending on your family, or some families, let me not just put it as a blanket thing, but your family, there are some families that is no big deal. They have they are more liberal in terms of having a child out of wedlock. But the kind of family that I come from, nobody has ever done it. If I did it, hey, the shame. What would people say is a big deal? Is the fear of it alone. So, you see why I'm cutting this mom a lot of slack? It's a big disgrace in my kind of family where I come from in Nigeria. Having a child out of wedlock. No offense, so please, all of you that are not married or you have children, you are not married, please don't take it personal. I'm just saying this is the experience that we had. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but culturally, this is the way they saw it. And I'm trying to explain to you that this is how this Igbo woman, this mother is feeling now. She's feeling like the daughter has put her into shame by having a baby. You are still at home. Maybe you don't even have a job. And now you are talking about spirituality to add salt to injury. On top of all this. Hey, you guys don't know. Hey, some of you understand. You have parents like that in Nigeria, so you know.
I don't need to hear that.
But you
don't love me. You don't love me. Because if you loved me, you would understand me, and you don't.
That touched me when she said, "You don't love me." That really made me feel bad when she said, "You don't love me." The girl was saying, "You don't love me." The mom didn't stop to say, "No, I love you. It's because I love you. That's why I want you to be di. She was saying, "You don't love me." The mom did not even stop. She carried on. So it means that I have no doubt that the mom loves her, but he has not shown her in a way that she understood that she loves her. She said, "You don't love me. You don't love me." The girl has moved out. 2 people have confirmed in the comment section. Okay. So if it's me, yeah, if your child is saying you don't love me, you remember how we're always saying when it comes to romantic relationship that if a woman say you don't love me, it doesn't mean that you don't love them. It's that they don't feel loved. So you need to reaffirm them to say, "No, I love you. That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this out of love." Do you understand? Yeah. Yeah, that bit. The mom, she was not listening at this point. The mom was not even listening. She didn't even care.
I'm not demonic. There's no demonic power manipulating me. There's nothing is turning me against you but you and your actions. And your actions that you refuse to take accountability of. But I don't need your apology. Mommy, you and your beliefs are welcome to believe what you believe. No, mommy, there's nothing manipulating me. There's no evil around me. Don't make me tell you again to stop speaking words over me, because the words that you're speaking over me are more powerful coming out of my mouth than yours. Okay?
Serious.
So let me tell you,
Serious.
yes, they are.
Seriously.
They are, because I know who I am.
Yes.
Because I know who I am.
And I know who I am.
Okay, so if you know who you are,
you
would be careful what you speak over me. If you know who you are, you would be careful.
To speak over you.
Don't. I cancel every word that you speak over me. Any word that you speak over me is canceled. Any prayer you put over me is bound and cursed and canceled. Any word that you speak over me holds no power over me. Any word you speak over me has no power over me, honey. Okay, your belief.
This is very, very hard to watch, my people. I think I'm going to stop it here because I've done 1 hour of it now. This is very, very hard to watch. Oh, God, have mercy upon us. Holy Spirit, please help us. It's not easy. Did you see that? going back and forth. She's saying that whatever word the mom says to her, the power is in her mouth, and she cancels it. The mom is not even listening. She's not listening. All through the conversation, one thing I picked up is that this mom does not listen. The girl said, "You do not love me." She didn't even pick up on that. The only thing she's hearing is herself. The mom is only hearing herself and keeps saying, "Hey, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus." Why are you taking the name of the Lord in vain? Your daughter needs your love. She's not feeling loved. But the mom I think is one of these moms that is hooked on religiosity. Okay, so let's stop it there. It's more, but it's okay. I think we get the picture. Let me take calls now. Yeah. The daughter said, "You don't love me." But she's not listening. I didn't hear one. If my child say, "You don't love me," my children can accuse me of anything, but I don't love them. It's not one of them. I will take a big pause because that's a very big accusation. I will want to know why. Why did you say so? What have I said, or how have I communicated to you to make you feel that you don't love me? The daughter says, "You don't love me." She was not listening. She keeps saying, "In the name of Jesus Christ, I bind you, I die evil, I cast you." Religiosity is a problem. Religiosity is a problem because it blinds you towards everything and you cannot even see what is before you. This is a problem. This girl is crying out for love. Okay? I already gave the girl her own. I already told what she was doing wrong in terms of how she was speaking to her mom and everything, right? But the mom too has a lot. She's literally crying out for love. She said, "You do not love me." But the mom is so bent on trying to prove to her that Jesus is Lord and all that and all that and all that. She's not listening to her. She's a 25-year-old woman. She's a woman. Listen, parents, please listen. Listen to your children. Whether it's verbal, not verbal, please listen to your children. Listen. I don't know how else I can say it. African parents, mothers especially. You're calling your daughter a demon. You are calling her this, occultic. Maybe it's because of the religiosity. Sometimes you can push people away from your faith. You can push them away because you do too much. You do too much. So they're like, "Oh, if this is what it's all about, I don't want to be a part of it." But about children, I don't send you. All African parents, you are here in the diaspora, you are listening to this, or you are prospective parents, you're going to be parents. Even if you are not married now, you're thinking of being parents tomorrow. Listen, you can't do things the way your parents did things. This African mom, she wants to be exactly the way her mother was. It doesn't work. It doesn't. Because obodoyibo children, okay, no go, no. Brother Patrick, sir. Welcome, sir. Good evening, please.
Auntie B,
Thank you. Welcome, sir.
God bless you for the way you summarize everything. It's so deep. Yeah, it's so deep, my sister. The Bible says God is love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, evidently the woman in the video might probably be a single parent.
That's what a lot of people were saying.
She might probably be a divorcee or a widow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is going on there is so deep. When you get, when you go to a level that you and your child are talking to each other that way, that situation is not good.
No, it's not.
It's out of hand.
Yeah.
It's not that we need to apply wisdom. Yes, it was there towards the end of the video is very emotional.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to act to the extent that you are losing them. You don't want to lose your child, you know.
Yeah.
And the pronouncement of the mother, like you said, talking about evil, demonic, you don't have to say that.
And guess what, Brother Patrick? You will not believe that Samolu is saying that the girl is into yoga and meditation. That's what is making the mom go crazy.
Auntie B, I'm not just saying this. You know how many pastors that their children don't attend their churches?
Of course.
It doesn't mean that they
drive
won't
them
make
away.
It doesn't mean that they will not make heaven. All you need to do as parents is keep praying for them. Look at this young guy, Jimmy, or what's it called? The new pastor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Olukoya. Odukoya.
The guy said, I will not leave Hollywood. He's still plaiting her hair and everything. I listened to his ministration. I was blessed. The marriage seminars he did. I was blessed by this young man anointing. So we parents have to be very careful, especially those of us in Obodooyinbo, you know. The foundation matters, Auntie B. The foundation really matters. It goes a long way. Yes, you know, what I keep on telling prayer, you have to be in this children's life. I know at a tender age.
Yeah.
You have to attend their games, be in their life, attend their school conferences, help them with their own work if they are struggling. Let them be free to talk to you.
Yeah.
On any issue. I know what parents fail to understand is that children are different.
Yeah.
And to be. You're a parent, children are different. You know, I was at a program yesterday, a lady, a professor, a dean of faculty. I had to help my wife to help her because she had my wife organize the parent. She has to run to her daughter. She's 18. She's graduating from high school to a conference. She has to be there to attend. She has to pay that price. Most of the soccer games of my children, when they were still in high school, I'll be the only African man there. Parents, none of them we attend.
They don't show. No, because everybody, they are working.
You have to be there. You don't know, no. By God's grace,
Patrick, in terms of the religiosity part of it, because the thing that caused the problem, at least what we can see on this video, is about you are religious, you are not religious.
He's getting it wrong. He's getting it wrong. Let me give you an example. By God's grace, I've had 2 families that had to call me about even their teenage child dating. So you can't date. When mother and this a pastor and the daughter, we are just arguing like this. So you can't date. You are just in high school. The girl said, I must date a big girl. I just say, leave her alone. This girl
is guide her on how to date. Don't tell her to date. She's still going to date anyway.
But you know, those kids, they might be big. They don't even know what they are doing.
Yeah, that's where the guidance of the parents and understanding and patience comes in.
Yeah, but when you get to a level that you are struggling with that arguing, you are exchanging what you have lost respect. And your child is telling you don't love me. You know, she doesn't even understand what they mean by love. You have been there forever.
But is Christianity not about love? Dr. Chika said it is the mother's mode of religious practice that pushed her away. She mentioned how the mother thinks that there is evil pursuing her and after her.
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you think that for your child?
Let me say this at B, especially women. Yes. Like I said, I'm always the judge in my house. My wife is the lawyer. My kids will always go to my wife first. I'll be the judge. You say, okay, wait for your dad. The way women push things, women have to be very careful. We know women are emotional. You take things as big deal. Like the case of these 2 kids that were saying they want to date. They've graduated from college and from university. They did very well, Auntie B. But the way their mother was pushing it, like, no, Let me give you an example. My son, before he entered university, we have a family chat. Can you believe my son put it this? I want to talk to a girl on Valentine's Day. I said, okay, we all say, go ahead. She's going to, I said, she said, I'm an American. My son said, I'm an American. Whatever I said, whatever I want, I'll get. I said, go ahead. So after Valentine's, even he said, how did it go? My son said, yeah. She said, yes. I said, very good. Auntie B, 4 weeks after, I said, how about you, about your girlfriend? She said, we broke up. I said, you think?
Of course, Brother Patrick, that one will happen now. They always have heartbreaks. It's just for you to, you know, it won't last.
I said, you think relationship is calculus?
It's easy.
So he said, we broke up after how many weeks? You broke or said,
imagine, Brother Patrick, that's a very good example. Imagine if you pushed against that relationship.
You know, she was dating a girl. She told me she wanted to go and give her cooking. I said, she called me and said, Daddy, she works in a place where they do cooking. I said, don't go to their house. Never go to their. She's at home. And so what? She's from a single parent. You don't go to their. I said, okay, sir. If you can give her cooking in school, don't go to their house.
You know,
we are so close that
you cannot control. Yeah, at a certain age, you can't really control.
Yes. But this situation, this is so tense. The woman took it far. These children will tell you the way it comes from their mouth. They don't even want to think twice. Unlike we that were brought up in Africa. And you always say they are being disrespectful. They don't look at it as being disrespectful.
Yes.
They are just telling you they are mine.
Yes.
They are just telling you they are mine. She's 20. Yeah. She's 25. For God's sake. Why is she in your home? Why is she given to birth? Still be in your home. What you need, if you're a Christian woman, be on your knee and pray for her.
Thank you.
Show her love.
Yeah.
Show her love. God is love.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a parent, I'm going to say this. If you're a parent, you're a woman, you have grown-up kids or younger kids, they are men, you need mentor for them. If their father is not there, you can't do it alone. It is different when a woman is handling a man. It's different. You need a mentor from church. The last time I went to Maryland, is in America. I don't live in Maryland. Can you believe we're doing a seminar on a Saturday for parents that were struggling with their children? We all need it, especially children in diaspora. Let me run out with this. My son, when he wanted to enter university, he said, told the dad that I'm going to do ear piercing. The mom told me, you don't do it. You are a child of God, you're a Christian. Just want a scholarship from this church. They said, be the light. Auntie B, when we got to the school, my son has done ear piercing. I said, well, we'll be praying for him. Ear piercing does not mean will not make heaven.
Exactly. My children they wear earrings. Boys.
Yes.
They wear earrings. And the funny thing, Brother Patrick, is even the younger one. The older one got one first. He was still scared that Daddy was going to raise hell about it. Me, I don't even care whether they want to wear dreadlock. I know these things are things that young people do. It will pass.
Yes.
By themselves, they will change it. Do you understand? Before we know, the younger one just came home one day with 2 ears pierced.
Thank you.
I said, this boy want to kill me.
Thank you.
So
what
is this wala now?
Will I go? You just give yourself hypertension as a parent. These children will live. They will live, Auntie B. Whoever think that boy Jimmy Odukoya will be the pastor of that church preaching like that?
Yes. And you see, they are still judging him based on his hairstyle because he has dreadlocks. I'm like, you guys, you better get on with the program. The anointing does not care whether he has dreadlocks or not. Who cares?
The Bible says God is no respecter of person. Yes, we are just the clay, the potter that that molds us. So we have to be very careful. Yes, we know we are religious. We can't talk. In America, when they are talking to you, Auntie B, people will be looking at you in your face to show you they are paying attention. But you don't do that in Africa. You can't be looking at your parents' face when they are talking. They say you are looking at them, they will slap you.
Yeah.
But the way the children were brought up here is different. We have to be very careful.
Yeah.
You can't be
How do
struggling.
we, Brother Patrick, before you go, I want to ask you, because you have adult children as well. So it is the challenge is, how do we as African parents understand that, okay, obodo children, we have to parent them in a certain kind of way, not the same way that we were parented, and how people are still parenting their children in Nigeria, because obodo environment is different. How do we make that transition?
Well, you have to be in their life. Even the food they eat in school make them different. The children they keep. Most African parents, like I said, they are just one way. They just go to work.
One-way traffic.
They go to work and come back. You don't want to be involved. They don't want to know what is going on in the society. You don't. You have to. You have to be in their life. That's why I say you have to be in their life. Yes. You have to be there. Yes, in everything, they will leave you alone. Yes. And when they are out their house, yes, they will not even want to remember you. When I'm celebrating my birthday, my children, they write something in the card. Whatever they write is what is in their hearts. And they will say, I'm the most funniest dad. Yes. He said, I encourage them. I call my children in university. I talk to them. I say, you are smart. You can do this. You can do this. You will beat them. I encourage them. I even look for the courses that you can move to this. You can do this. So you have to be involved in their life. Not just working.
You have to befriend them. Yeah.
Yes. You have to be involved in their life, and they must recognize you as a parent, that you add value to their life. How would a kid know that you are paying the bill? It's not about the bill, that you add value to their life.
So them, it's your responsibility to pay the bill. They are not grateful because you pay bill.
My 16-year-old daughter drives. I just said, can you please help me buy something from this body? I was driving. I said, Daddy, don't forget my $3. I said, what? $3?
Give me my money, Daddy. I want my money.
My $3. I just $3. I said, okay, I'll give you. So you have to be there. They are watching you. They may not be. I'm sorry. Let me give you an example. You saw my son's video.
Yes.
Yeah, I told her, I'm always on YouTube. He said, Daddy, I know. You're always talking to that African lady.
I'm the African lady.
You are the African. Even though I didn't discuss with him, but they look. So parents now, you have to be involved in these children. By the time they are 18, you can't do anything anymore. You cannot. They are gone.
Yeah.
God will help us. This case is very pathetic. I'm not happy at all.
Yeah.
And the fact that woman, she's a Christian, but the way she carried everything.
Yeah.
I just pray she will not lose that girl. She has to show that love, like you said, Auntie B. When
that love is very,
when
very
your daughter
important.
is saying that you don't love it.
That's all you gotta do. Just show them love.
Yes. A lot of parents are they are not living good. They are in a deep thing. They are on drug, on hypertension drug. It's affecting them, Auntie B.
Yeah.
It's not a laughing matter.
No, it's not.
Especially women.
Yeah.
So don't let them trigger your head situation. All these kids, just be praying for them. Some of our kids will say they want to go to school outside the state, away from the parents. They want to live their own life. What can you do? You want to pray for them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Auntie B. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. All right, sir. Have a good evening. And all the best to your son. Tell him that African auntie is wishing him the very best on YouTube. He will succeed in Jesus' name.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye. Thanks, Brother Patrick. Eshegoni. Adewale, how are you, darling? Welcome.
Fine. Good evening, Auntie. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. You're not a parent yet, but what do you feel about your compatriots talking to the mother like this?
When you talked about the like you're gonna do this show about that video, I didn't know. I've not seen the video, so I went there. I felt really sad, and on both sides, I think there's miscommunication between the mother and the daughter. And
Yeah.
I also think that this issue is even a lot more than the religion thing that they're arguing about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember the girl said that the mom did something, she did something and the mom didn't support her. And she knows that's how the mom is. I mean, if you watch the video long enough, you would hear that.
Yeah.
So, what I'm thinking is, I think the mom is still doing the African style of parenting that we were raised with in Africa, where our parents are the judge,
Mm-hmm.
lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
jury, master, and everything. We can't say
Yeah.
anything. We can't talk
Yeah.
back at them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was talking to this elderly man, and he said that parents are just a pathway for God to bring children into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Your responsibility is to take care of them until they're old enough.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot force your way of life on them. They would have their own way of thinking. They'll have their own thoughts. They'll have their own dreams. They would have their own ambitions. You can't
Mm-hmm.
force things on them. You can guide them, teach them. But when they're grown enough, you cannot force anything on them. And I think us in Africa, even when we are 50, if our parents tell us to do this, we can't go against them. I'm sorry to say this, in the rest of the world, it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
The in the rest of especially in the West. So if you're coming from Africa and you're planning to settle down in the West and you're raising your children in the West, you cannot parent them the way you were raised in Nigeria, in
It
Africa.
won't work. It won't work.
It would not work because here children are raised to speak their mind. They're
Yeah.
raised to have a mind of their own.
Yeah.
They're raised to have a mind of you cannot force anything on them. They're going
Mm-hmm.
to say their mind. They're going to speak their mind. I
They
mean, I
will.
was reading the comment section. Some Nigerians, and I'm pretty sure they were raised in Nigeria. They say, "Oh, look at the way she's speaking back at her mom." But me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is just normal. This is the way kids speak when they're talking to their parents because that's how
For
they're
them, it's a
raised.
conversation. It's
It's a
not rude. It's not being
conversation.
rude. Yeah.
It's not being rude. It's a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It is a conversation. You can't just talk and they'll just be quiet and just sit down. They're going to speak their mind. And I think back in Nigeria, we think that we parents are the only ones who raise our children. That's not true. You raise your kids. The society also raises them. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just you. They're going to go to school. You're not going to be there. They're going to meet kids from other parents. They're going to meet teachers who have different ways of thinking. Those people are going to be part of their upbringing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't force anything on them. You just need to guide them. And the
Mm-hmm.
only way you can try to make them listen to you is when they're growing up as a child. You should have some level of relationship where they can speak to you, where you have conversations, where they feel like they're not hiding things from you. I mean, me, I'm 28 years old now. Growing up, the only person I could really talk to where I felt comfortable saying was like telling things was my mom.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad was very, very strict.
Strict.
He was very, very strict. The only thing I could talk to him about was education. Any
Yeah.
other thing he was not interested. And then all of a sudden I turned 20 and then he just changed. And it was like, oh, you're not calling me anymore. Why didn't you call me? I mean, 2 days ago, he called me and said, oh, you didn't even remember to call me. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When in my mind, I'm just like, it still feels awkward
Yeah. Because the
because now
relationship is not there from the
it's not
foundation.
there from the foundation. So I'm
Yeah.
trying now to get
You are
more
just building
comfortable.
it now.
I'm just building it now.
Yeah.
I mean, there are questions going up I wanted to ask him. Like I couldn't ask him because I just felt like he's not interested in those things. So I'm just saying, as parents now, you should have they should know that you are still the authority in the house, like you're still the parent, but they should have like a level of comfortability with you where they can speak their mind and say things. So when you're bringing up discussions about religion or how you want them to serve God, they would have an open ear to listen to you. Because, like
Yeah.
I always say, faith and religion is a personal thing. You can guide your children when they're young. You can, force them and take them to church. But when they turn 18 and they go to college or university, they would they would want to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, they will.
that's just that. I think some people were saying
So
that, you know,
we need to learn new ways to parent our
parent,
children,
exactly. And
basically.
some people were saying that she's living on the, I think in the TikTok, because I went to her TikTok, what she said was she left home at the age of 18 and she's only been back there for 2 months.
Hmm.
And this happened. So I think they have some like underlying
Yeah,
issues that's
there are
going
some
on.
issues there. Yeah.
Yes, it's not just a religion thing. So
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe they need to see a therapist or something so they can, you know, resolve their issues. But
Hmm.
it's just a lesson for parents in the diaspora, especially.
Hmm.
If you're raising your kids, you can't raise them the way they raised you in Nigeria. It's not going to work. They're just going to
Absolutely.
you're going to send your kids away from you. They're just not going to like being around you. Yeah, that's all I want to say, Auntie B. Thank you
Thank you
for
so much, Adewale. I appreciate you, my brother. God bless you, darling. Thank you. You're absolutely right. You know, most of us, to be honest, had to rebuild relationship with our parents when we became adults. All right. But in this day and age, I don't think it should be that way. It shouldn't be that way. We need to do better. African parents, when you come in the abroad, you want to live here, work here, and earn all that money, you need to know that this is not Nigeria. Okay? This is not Africa. You need to learn. So there's a lot of good things in our culture regarding upbringing. I'm not going to say that everything that our parents did is wrong, but take the good. But try to learn from your environment. Okay, how are these people doing it? For instance, your children having a voice is not disrespectful in this part of the world. If your child cannot talk, they are timid. That is low self-esteem is building. It doesn't mean that they are, back home in Nigeria, if a child cannot talk, they see it as a child that is respectful. No! We have grown adults here in the comment section now confessing about how they are dealing with timidity because of their upbringing. Let's not do that. I want my children to be confident. I want them to be able to express themselves as long as they are respectful. Listen. African parents say, Jotori alone, listen to your children. Listen. You need to listen. If you don't listen, you will lose them. I pray you don't lose them forever, but you got to listen. Okay. Mama, please unmute yourself. Welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, Auntie. Can you hear me?
Yes, my dear.
Yeah, please. I have my kids in the background, so just bear with me.
That's fine.
Okay, so I'm in my 30s, okay? And I don't know if I've talked about, I don't do religion, right? I have watched that girl's video, and I'm going to give a very unpopular opinion. That girl is a narcissist. I am so sorry. Yes. The girl that did the video is a narcissist.
Why do you say so?
Why will you put why will you put your parents, like, it's like I have issues with my mom. I will never put it out online.
That's the problem with you. That's the problem. That's Gen Z for you.
Auntie John Long. What does she think? I'm sorry. So she thinks that when she's a mom, she's going to be a better mom than her mother. Has she ever had a child? Have you ever taken care of a child? Have you ever gone through pregnancy, give birth to a child, breastfeed a child, take the child to school, deal with the child's issue, and then you come to, first of all, you are in your mother's space. Why would you do that in your mother? Excuse me, Auntie. Even Americans, first of all, she's not supposed to be at home. If she wants to be in America, you are not supposed to be home. Why are you home? You are a big girl. Why are you home? I will never go to my mother's house and do anything that is against her beliefs. I will never enter my mother's space and disrespect her space. I will never do that. Because why? I don't agree with her religious beliefs, but I respect them. Yeah. But I respect them. Now, if my mom comes into my space and tries to impose her beliefs on me, which she has tried a little bit, but she respects me, is going to be an issue. But I will never publicize a quarrel me and my mom are having online. So
the main disagreement is the fact that she recorded it and put it on social
why
media.
would you do that? Is she better? Is this girl that is an astrologer, is she better? And by the way, that is not real spirituality. Let me tell you, the real spirituality. You want to go spirituality?
We've lost you there.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma'am?
Oh
can
my
you
God,
hear me?
Mama R. Okay, I guess you're on the road. Let's move on. Sorry about that. Let's move on. We have Bridget.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, let me just say something real quick.
You are very, very upset with the fact that
she's distressed. Like she has. Listen,
she's there,
I don't know,
posting her mom online.
Listen, I have issues with my mom.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
You're on and off.
Can you hear me?
You are on and off.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I have a problem with people who try to put a face like they are perfect. This girl has issues. Her mom has issues. Deal with your issues offline. Go to a therapist. Sure, you get. Go to a therapist because your own daughter will do the same thing to you. And by the way, that is not real spirituality. Real spirituality respects your ancestors. Sure, you get.
Spirituality, is it African religion?
I don't know what she is doing, but I can tell you that that's not spirituality. Spirituality respects ancestors more than Abrahamic religion. You respect your ancestors. So that girl is a narcissist, and I can bet you that her own daughter will do the same thing to her. She's not any better. She is not any better. We have issues. I have issues. My mom, we all have issues, but I will never disrespect my mother like that. But she's not perfect, and I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. She just wants likes and views and comments and to be popular. That is crap. She is a narcissist. She needs to go deal with her own issues because she's not perfect. Okay. That's what I want to say.
All right. Thank you, Mama R. I see you're very passionate about this. But thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your opinion with us. Okay, we're moving on. I have Bridget, and welcome, Bridget. Unmute yourself. Where are you joining us from?
Auntie B.
And now,
you're trying.
Bridget.
Yes. Thank you. Can you hear me? I can hear you. You're trying to massacre. Hello. Can you hear me? Hi. Yes, you're massacring my name.
My namesake. You are my namesake.
I know.
You gotta pay for that name. You can't just use my name. It's not free.
It's not free. It's not.
No.
So if I have to say something, I have to say I have my own opinion.
Okay.
So Auntie B. It's because people massacre my name. Enala. It's like Enyola.
Please, what is your name? You put Enala there. Is your name Enala? Or
my name is Enala, but when especially Oyibo people, they can't say it.
Now.
Enala, they can't say it. So I say, okay, if you can't say my name, just call me Bridget. That's my Christian, my baptismal name. Let's go with it. Let's just call.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Auntie B, thank you for the program. Yes. For the lady that was speaking before, Auntie B, I'm going to tell you, this year I turned 39. I have a 25-year-old young sister, right? Stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. My mom is 61 this year, okay? Stay with me. Stay with me. So my mom came in the early 2000s. So 2001, 2000, those nurses that they're recruiting back home.
Yeah.
She trained here, went back home, and then came back in 2001. She trained here in 1991. She was a pediatric nurse. She was a general nurse in Africa in 84 when I was born. So that tells you I'm 39. And she got a scholarship and trained in Edinburgh in 91. So she decided this was not the environment to bring us in. to bring us up in. So she came back home, and then in the early 2000s, she decided it was easy because she was already having a PN and she had already been trained here. It was just in and out for her. You understand? Yeah. Okay. I say this to say, okay, between 92, 91, 92, when she was finishing her studies, yes, and 2000, when she was coming back, my sister was born. Hello. Beautiful, gorgeous human being. My sister was born in 97. Do the math. Okay. I was born before then. So everything you're saying, I was brought up partly back home in Africa and partly over here. But my sister has entirely all her being in this. Yeah. So that girl, when she was speaking, I'm saying all this based on what the previous caller just said.
Yeah.
I always have to, I find myself in your position, Auntie B. You're actually my elder sister. You're not even an auntie at this point because you're too young.
I'm too young.
If I say Auntie B, it's like you're 67.
Okay. I'm 51 and you are 39.
Yeah, you can't be Auntie B. You have my sister. You're my elder sister. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're too young and fabulous for me to be seeing you as an auntie somebody. Oh, wow.
I can't even argue with that now.
Oh, no, you shouldn't.
You've loaded me with so much compliment. What can I say?
You shouldn't. Just take it and run away.
I receive it with grace.
I'm not taking it back. You're too fabulous for that. Yeah. So I say that to say, you see, I'm between two generations. So everything that girl said, I see it in my young sister because she was also born in 97, October to be precise. I'm 39. I've had an upbringing from back home. My mom is of the older generation.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see this on a daily basis. Okay. Okay. I understand my sister's argument before to say the girl is narcissist, she's diabolical, she's rude.
The way she spoke to her mom. I mean, she wasn't disagreeing, but she was just saying that bringing it on social media was unnecessary.
But my sister spends 90% of her time on Snapchat, Instagram, and not so much Facebook. So I see where that child is coming from. I say child because I know exactly what was happening in
Enala, hello, are you there?
I'm here.
It's like a call has come into Enala. Enala is not talking anymore.
Auntie, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Okay, Enala, you're back. Okay, 2 minutes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes tops. 2 minutes tops. I'll get to the point.
Get to the point.
I've given my preamble. I'll get to the crunch of things. So I say the young lady needed to vent somewhere. And for you, Auntie B, you understand what mental health is about. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like how my 62-year-old mother is, or my generation is. We always have a way to express ourselves, to let the steam out. So I appreciate the fact that she acknowledged and saw a way out for her. It's like she saw a direction to say, okay, if I say my piece and put it out for everybody else to see, they'll understand where I'm coming from. Even if they don't, at least they'll see my point of view and I'll be able to vent and release.
You've seen her point in putting the video out.
I see.
That's what you're saying, that you understand.
A lot of people will not agree with everything she said or how she presented it. But we have to live with the fact that as far as we're not in Africa, we're over here in the Western world. They have to adjust, and sometimes it's a tricky decision between the youngsters who are growing up and the environment they are brought up. We're not there at school, we're not there at university, and the fact that she's a healthy young woman and she's trying to understand herself and she's found a way to release herself. God forbid if she had bottled it up. People delete
So you're
themselves
saying
these
that
days. Yeah.
you know, she needed the spirituality. Why would she not even take the time to explain to the mother? Because according to one of our brothers here, Samolu, said that she's doing yoga and meditation, and the mom thinks this is something demonic. Why would she not take the time to explain to the mom, who is of a different generation, to say this is not necessarily demonic?
Okay. We are not in their household. We don't know her relationship between she and her mother. We don't know how much she has tried to reach out for her mother. You, Auntie B, have said she tried to tell the mother, you don't love me. The mother did not pick it up.
No.
She's of African upbringing. How often do you hear an African mother straight from mom to say, I love you in your face?
No.
It doesn't happen like that. It's our cultural upbringing. We do things to show love naturally. I understand that from my mom's upbringing, but kids these days, they want you to say it, affirm
They want
it.
you to say it,
Yes, to say I love you the way you are. So, but I appreciate the young lady's ability to recognize where she's weak in herself and use this as an outlet for herself. Because God forbid, if she decided to bottle
your 2 minutes is off. Thank you very much. I do understand where you're coming from. She's talking as someone who grew up in a different generation and, you know, experiencing, you know, with her younger sister, what it was like for growing up with her mother. Mama girls, your network is not good. Jum, you are next in line for a miracle.
Hi, Auntie B. Can you hear me?
Hello, darling. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining from Dallas, Texas.
Welcome. What do you have to say
Long
about
time,
this?
welcome. I miss you first. I miss you.
I miss you all,
Welcome.
darling.
Thank
you,
God
love.
for joining Mercy. So for
Thank
this mom, I myself, I am 35. I have 3 children, and I cannot imagine myself not understanding my children. That I feel for that girl, and I don't agree that she put the video out, but I see it as cry for help. I don't know how long she has been trying to. You can see clearly that this mom is the one that is so hard to have conversation with.
She's
She
not
does
listening.
not.
She
Yeah,
doesn't
she's
listen.
not listening.
I
She's not
picked that up.
listening.
She doesn't listen.
She's not listening at all. See, for me, I pick after my mom so much that, and even now that I see, I'm 35, like I said, if my mom is having conversation with me at this my age with my children, I see so much respect from her tone. And this is my mom that raised, I'm only girl. She raised me in a way that I will be looking. It got to a point. I wrote a letter to my mom that I want to run away from the house. She's so strict growing up in Nigeria, but compared that time to now, so much has changed. She realized that I'm now a mom myself, because we didn't even have this conversation. I don't know where the shift come from. She's still in Africa. I'm right here abroad. She spoke with me with so much, even when we are having conversation and I'm not listening, she'll just say what she wants to say, and she won't argue with me. She won't drag it with me. I'm adult. I can make my decision. And I know this girl is at disadvantage. She already had kids. She's not married and all of that. That might be causing
disadvantage.
Yes, for her.
The mom is disappointed.
But regardless, this mom sees she's insensitive to her daughter, and this girl, she's grown, she's not a baby. You show some level of respect. I don't agree that she put the video out, but this mom is the type that is so difficult to have conversation with. She's not listening. Oh, one thing that I normally used to say is, Auntie B, my kids can say they can be doubtful about, oh, who is mommy? They will be doubt about so many things, but they will never doubt my love for them. I'm so intentional about that.
Love that.
Even when I'm disciplining them, my kids should know that I am doing this from the place of love.
Out of love.
And I will now not carry religion on my head and see my kids telling me, mommy, you don't love. That will break my heart. I went through so much for these children. The least I would want them to say is, I love you.
My mom loves me.
I keep doing everything. I would want them, God. My kids would never tell me I don't love them, because even when I'm disciplining you, Now we know that you can tell them, this is why I discipline you. This is why I say what I say. This is why I want you to do this.
It's
Even
out
after
of
I
love.
discipline you, we'll talk about it. You will have the understanding as to why I go this route. It is hard for me too to give you this tough love, but I love you. I don't want you to grow up and be saying, Mom, why didn't you tell me? You know, I want you to grow up to say, even though it is hard on me, my mom tell me this, and I'm thankful that she does this, but it is out of love. This mom does not she loves the child, but this is,
but she's not expressing
she's
it.
not showing it. I hope
Yes.
she understands this before it's too late. And then our religion, sometimes it is okay for people to disagree. Oh, I'm trying my best, and to not be so attached to my children that when they eventually grow up, they don't agree with what I agree. Yet my love will not stop for them.
Yes.
In case my daughter now says she wants to marry a Muslim,
Mm-hmm.
what will I do?
Yeah.
It is not in my control. I pray that she will follow every step that I'm showing her. But if she grow up to be her own self and she doesn't want to follow that, then
she will always have the assurance. She will always have the assurance that my parents love, my mother loved me.
This is one thing our parent does not know, that they don't own us.
Wherever they
my
go,
children.
let them have that assurance that you love
I
them.
love them. Thank you, Auntie B. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Jum, I thoroughly enjoyed what you said. You made some very, very powerful points. Thank you so much. Jum is saying that irrespective of the disagreement, whether you agree on values, on religion, or whatever, the thing that you need to allow your children to know all day, every day, is that your love is unwavering. It's gidigba. It stands like shoja. Somebody is saying that Madila said, but yoga is demonic. Is yoga really demonic? How is yoga demonic? I don't know that though. Madilove, yoga is demonic. Why? Is yoga not exercise where you just, I don't know that though. I don't know about that. Some overzealous people call everything demonic. I don't think yoga is demonic. It's not. As far as I know, let me say. Okay, what we don't understand, we always demonize as Africans. That's what I understand. Okay, Mama girls, please unmute yourself and let's go very quickly. We've done almost 2 hours. Long time. 3 minutes. Okay, welcome.
Hello, Auntie B. Yeah, good evening, Auntie B. Hope you're well.
Yes, my darling, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for having me. I just want to contribute to what the other girls have said. The thing is, when you transit from Africa,
maybe it's my internet that's having problem. Samolu said they are hearing everybody. It's me that doesn't hear everybody.
Auntie B, I think it's your internet.
I cannot hear. Can you guys hear?
Hello? Auntie B, I think it's your internet.
It's my internet. Yeah,
I think so.
So, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. If you're transiting from Africa, for those people that want to transit, I want to go to the abroad, I want to go to the abroad. These are things you should consider. That when you're in Rome, you have to behave like Romans. When you're coming, you don't bring your values, all your values when it comes to bringing up kids. You don't bring them here. You need to actually check yourself and know if you can cope or if you cannot cope. So you don't come here and start having your kids put you on the internet, because you're going to be sounding very ridiculous. I do understand from the side of the girl and I understand from the side of the mother. But all the same, when you transit, you also transit in your parenting skills, and you don't expect the same thing your parents did with you, raising you up. That is the same thing you're going to apply to your child. You're going to lose your kids. That is the truth. Whatever that child was saying, I can tell you equivocally, putting on the internet was really, really rude. I do understand. But the way she was speaking, I can tell you she was not rude to the mother. She's been expressive. This is how they are raised. Any little thing for African is rude. We can't say anything when we're growing up. Everything we said, everything we had in mind, we could not express as a child.
Even breathing is
some
rude.
of us are still dealing with motherhood wound. parent wound and all that, and you see that some of the parents, they won't even take responsibility that I did this to you. Some people are still living in that timidity. I, for one, in my secondary school, I missed a class. I was not the child. I was a very, very quiet child. I was struggling through my teenage years, and I didn't even know where to pinpoint, where to put my hand. There was no guidance of any sort. I lived in fear, literally. If you do this, if you do this, there was no rationale behind, don't do this, this would happen. There's a way you can correct a child without being forceful, without applying so much force, and you will get the best results.
Traumatizing them.
Yeah, you're going to traumatize that child. And for them to have gotten to that point where she's exchanging words with her mother, even after having her own child at 25, it shows that there's been cracks all the way. It's been a hassle with them. It's been a hassle with parenting and whatever the child. This argument is not something that has started today. And for a child that is very, very rude, I tell you, she will bring down the roof and be pushing the mom out of that room for someone that is rude. She is not rude. She's just been expressive. She's telling the mom what is obtainable, and the mom is not listening. And there's one thing is, the only time you can actually force these kids into your religion is when they are very young. You take them to church. And when you're taking them to church, if you do this lovingly and you explain to them when they come back, no, oh, you have to do this. The Bible said you will die. You will lose them. That is the truth. You take them to church, and everything is based on love. Everything is based on you are special. Keep reminding that child. A child will fall in love with the mother and eventually do this willingly without any stress, even when they leave your house, because you have built that foundation. Even if the child derails, at some point, that child is going to find Jesus by him or herself. The mother is trying to do the job of the Holy Spirit. That is not her job to do. If you truly want that child to come to your own religion, whatever you're practicing, we're practicing Christianity, you want that child to come. It's not by force. This you are doing, that child will run off.
The thing that African parents don't understand, they always demonize it. Yvette said that yoga is not demonic. I don't see how yoga is demonic, to be honest. Anything that doesn't involve you calling Jesus Christ, African parents tend to call it demonic. How is yoga demonic?
And the religion they're practicing, they're not practicing the faith in a way that they even show love to their neighbors. If there is no love, whatever you're practicing, you can see the girl, even when she was saying things, she was not saying negative things. The mom was even saying you are demonic, you are that, you do this, that. You could hear she never used one insultive word. She was not abusive towards the mother.
The mom should not have called her demonic. That's wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was not verbally insultive to her mother. The mother claiming the Christian, whether she's a Christian, she wasn't verbally insult. She didn't insult the mother, even when the mom said that. She knew the power of the tongue. And the mom is a Christian. She knew the power of the tongue.
She said that her own whatever she says will come to pass. That what the mom is saying will not come to pass over her. It is what she says.
And that's the thing. They've gotten to that point. They've gotten to that point where both of them are, they've whatever.
Because a parent has, I don't care whether you're a Christian, you are non-religious or whatever. Your parents are your gods in this world. Let me just put it out there. I'm just going to say that now. Your parents are your gods in this world. I don't care what you do. This is not even religious. Whatever your parents do concerning you will come to pass. You better believe it.
Auntie B, I understand. But the thing is, why it's gotten to a point where the both of them can sit down and have this dialogue. From where you're saying that mom, I'm not blaming her totally. She's not that kind of mom that will sit to have a conversation.
She's not going
to have a conversation.
The mom is she's fanatical. Okay?
Yes.
She is fanatical. Okay? And fanatics, there's a problem with fanaticism. Okay? And that's it. She's fanatical. Because there's a way, if you say you are religious, you are not you say I'm not religious. This is the conversation. I'm not religious and spiritual. Okay. Explain to me, what does that mean? And then you will listen. Remember, we say listening is one of the problems that we African parents, we learned not to listen. We don't listen. You need to listen. It's very, very important. Thank you so much, Mama. Girls, I got to move on now because of time. We still got a studio full. Obviously, a lot of people are interested in this topic. Honey babe, hello, darling. Welcome. Honey babe, are you gone? Okay. Bamidele, welcome. Unmute yourself.
Hello. Hello, can you hear
Okay, I
me?
think it's my internet that is not good now. A lot of people have said my internet is not good. I wasn't hearing honey babe.
Hello, can you hear me?
6343, and all you need to do to beat him with a chance.
Hello.
Hi, Bamidele.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Very, very interesting. I would just pretty much because I also came from that African background where, parents, they put this sort of like pressure, religion, and even with the I'm even at the point of just trying to get over the fact of, me and my parents putting this, this little pressure and settling down and this and that. It's just like, I just feel that, you're in the Western world, we're not in Africa, technically you have your life to live and your parents have their own life to live, and you have to really, and if you're a grown person over the age of over 20 or even over 30, you have to understand, you have to kind of like explain to your parents that at the end of the day, you have to live your life the way you see fit. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much, Bamidele. At a certain point in your life, you got to live your life. African parents, you need to accept that. I know we don't like it, but it is what it is. Okay, honey babe, go ahead, my darling. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Honey babe, can you hear me? Honey babe, can you hear me? Oh, I don't know what's happening now. I can't hear honey babe. Okay, let's see if Enala we can end the show with Enala. Honey babe, sorry, my internet is misbehaving tonight. Sorry about that. Enala, unmute yourself. I'm ending now. You were here before. You are back. You've not finished. You never still finish.
I have to give chance to others now. I'm
Okay.
fair. Yeah.
Okay.
But Auntie B, I need to say thank you for this platform. It's not easy. I'm sure I'm not the only one who will say this. As far as we're out here in the diaspora, these are challenges we will face, whether you like it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
For as far as you've produced children out here, or you brought your children from back home and they're trying to integrate into this society, we are of African heritage. We need to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our heritage and culture will clash with the way
it's clashing.
of course, with the way how things work out here. And we need to marry those two things together.
Absolutely.
So we need to be open-minded as those who've decided to migrate from back home to settle ourselves in this diaspora. We need to be open-minded to say our children will always want to find a way out of this. And we need to be open to everything they come to us. We have our culture, we have our customs, and we need to acknowledge to say they're in a foreign environment. And in as much as we would like to have them the way we've been raised, that is strict, that you don't talk back to your parents, that you are always humble, it's not the way how it is out here. And I'm speaking from somebody who's trying to balance two worlds. I see it every day. I have found my position. And most times I'm the mediator between two worlds that are colliding constantly. And I'm grateful to God to say, I have my mother and I have my young sister. And I'm there to say, okay, mommy, look at this way. Okay. Young sister, Zangi, look at it this way. This is where she's coming from. Mommy, look at this way. This is where this young one is coming from. I'm in that privileged position, but not everybody has that. So, for as far as every individual has decided to leave home, Africa, I'm assuming, or the
deal with it.
Caribbean,
You
you
will.
have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You can't put your head in the sand and say it's not my portion. Forget it. Because for you, I'll say you're an ignorant.
So I'm hearing what I'm hearing
Yeah.
from you is, I mean,
Yeah.
you've made your point very clear. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Bridget. Is finding the balance. You need to find a balance between the old and the new. Africa and the diaspora. That's what we need to do. We need to find a balance. Yeah. Yeah, we need to find a balance between, Maureen is saying, transmitting the good aspect of our culture and raising children in the new culture abroad. The problem is when parents who only have this, awareness and, orientation of African parenting, you want to do it exactly the way it was done in Africa. It doesn't work. We can balance it. It's possible. There's a video I want to share with you guys before I end. And I saw this video a while ago. I've been looking for it. Somebody shared it, and I think it makes a whole lot of sense for all of you who are learning or you want to learn about parenting. This will help you. I wish I knew this years ago. Maybe some of the mistakes I personally made in my parenting journey, I would not have made them. This is a blessing. I saw this video and it makes a lot of sense. So let's watch it together before I end. It talks about the 4 stages of parenting. Okay, so let's listen.
Make the mistake of trying to be their friend when you should be training them. Do not make the mistake to try to be their friend when you should be disciplining them. Don't make the mistake that you ought to be their friend when you should be their coach. Don't make it. Because here's what's happened sometimes. Sometimes, because you're not getting stuff from your spouse, you look for that kind of support and love from your kid, which therefore makes you want the connection with them at an unhealthy level, and you don't even realize it. Raising a kid, there are 4 seasons. 0 to 5.
0 to 5.
That's where you're just teaching them discipline.
0 to 5. 0 to 5. You are teaching them discipline. Guys, please listen. 0 to 5. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Very, very important. 0 to 5. Please listen to this. I wish I knew this 20 years ago.
5 all the way over to about 12. That's where you're training them.
5 to 12, you are training them. Training.
12 to 18, that's where you're coaching them. 18 and over, that's where you're their friend.
18 and over, you are their friend. You discipline them, you're training them, you're coaching them, and then you are their friend. I wish I can see the whole of this video. I think I might go and look for it. Is Dr. Kowa Edwards. Dr. Kowa Edwards. Yeah, I think I need to find the full video because this man made so much sense in this video. There are stages in parenting. You cannot be disciplining them when you should be their friend. I wanted to show you this video because I think this is where the conflict came in. The mom was trying to discipline her when they should be friends now. She's 25 years old. You can't discipline her at 25. You can't. Look for this, Miss Dr. Kowa Edwards. Please, this video is a short one, but it makes a whole lot of sense. Not this age. She's 25 years old. It's too late.
Do not make the mistake of trying to be their friend when you should be training them. Do not.
I made that mistake. Yeah, I always own up to my mistakes. I did make that mistake. When you should be training them, don't make the mistake of being their friend. That is the time they need the training. They need the discipline at a younger age. Not at 25. Who is disciplining a 25-year-old?
Make the mistake to try to be their friend when you should be disciplining them. Don't make the mistake that you ought to be their friend when you should be their coach. don't make it. Because here's what's happened sometimes. Sometimes, because you're not getting stuff from your spouse, you look for that kind of support and love from your kid, which therefore makes you want the connection with them at an unhealthy level, and you don't even realize it. Raising a
So, yeah, that's African parents. Basically, he's describing African parents. That's African parents. What we lack, we look for. We tend to look for it on an unhealthy level. I need to look for that video. I saw only a sneak peek of it, and it blessed my life. It really, really blessed me. At 25, discipline, too late. Bless, you're just joining us. I'm ending up now. So you got like a minute. Hello, Bless. You are muted. Okay. I think Blessed has given up on us. So, yeah. I think we can end on this note. Please go and look for that video. I'm going to look for it myself. It made a whole lot of sense about the stages of parenting. There are stages, though. May God help us. It's not easy. We come to the abroad for different reasons. We want a better life, especially for our children. We want our children to do well. Parenting in the abroad is not moi. We need wisdom. We need guidance. We need knowledge. We need understanding. We need the Holy Spirit to direct us. Please, let us do better. You cannot be trying to discipline somebody that is 25 years old. She's 25. You cannot start and say, hey, you're quoting your religiosity and all that. And all that. Yeah. Okay, somebody is looking for the name of the Amati, thank you for spelling it out. Dr. Konwa Edwards. Yeah, that's the name of the person, of the preacher that was talking there. He made a whole lot of sense. Look for that video and listen to it. There is a stage for discipline. Don't be their friend when you should be disciplining them. There's a stage for coaching. There's a stage for mentoring. There's a stage when you become their friend. When they are adults, you are their friend, though. If I don't know anything, I know that one. When they become adults, once they go to university, may the Lord help us. I pray for healing on everyone that is struggling with parenting today. And Allah, thank you so much, Bridget, for that super chat. God will bless you. I really appreciate it. I pray for healing. I pray for restoration. I pray for divine wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for everyone that is, really, really, really struggling with parenting. It's not an easy thing. Because remember, this is not our home. We come from an environment where there's, a community raises a child to this obodooyinbo where it's only you, or you and your spouse if you are lucky. It's not easy. When I was growing up, if you did something as a child, they don't wait for your parents. Any adult there will discipline you. Go and tell your parents, you will chop double punishment. But in the abroad, it's not the same. So I pray that the Lord will give us wisdom. He will give us knowledge to help us. Every parent I know, what our desire, our wishes, and what we really pray for is for our children to do well. But the road to that doing well, it takes the grace of God. We don't want to talk about the number of children, Black children, that are locked up in prison, the number of Black children that not follow their dreams, their education, dropping off, doing all sorts of things, going into crime, getting pregnant, teenage pregnancy, and all that is a challenge. May God help us. But the thing I want to leave you with, as a Christian parent myself, and this is what my friend even brought to my, consciousness while we're talking about this show, is that if all else fails, my people, God never fails. When you have adult children, maybe they are not walking in the path that you set for them, you feel like they're a failure, you are disappointed. If nothing else works, God works. Go to your knees, go on your knees and pray. Instead of challenging them, challenge God. This is the prayer I pray every day for my children. I tell God, I say, me, as a day so, I'm just a guardian. The children are yours, God. They are yours. So please take control of their life. Do what even me, I cannot do, what my husband cannot do, what my family cannot do. The place you fight for your children is not by challenging them, getting them to record you, especially adult children. Where you fight for them is in the altar of prayer. Go on your knees and pray. Fight for your children. Fight for their soul. Fight for their prosperity. Fight for their life. Fight for everything that you know that is your wishes for your children. Go and fight for your children on your knees. Don't fight them, they bind you. The altar of your prayer, where you go to God, is where you fight for your children. Let me tell you something. There is something that is called territorial powers. I'm talking to you who are Christian parents here. There is something in the environment, in the territory, that is militating against children, black children, and a lot of things. We need Jesus. We need God. Please go to God, pray. Fight for your children. Don't fight them physically. Don't attack them. Love them. But go to God and fight. Fight for your children in the place of prayer. I pray that our children will turn out the way we have, all our dreams, all our prayers, everything, even much more than what we have envisaged, is how our children will turn out in the name of Jesus. Please learn from this. And I pray for everyone that is struggling with parenting in the abroad. You come here for better life and you are struggling. You don't know the amount of stories I've heard about some parents. They've given up their children. Prison, boys, crime, so much going on, drugs, addiction, criminality. What can we do for ourselves? It's only the grace of God. Please, go to God in prayer. Fight. You don't fight them physically, fight them spiritually. I believe so much that everything that happens in the physical must first be taken care of in the spiritual. Mothers, I'm talking to you especially. 9 months, it wasn't easy for you. On that day of delivery, you know what you went through. You didn't know whether you survived it. Go to God and fight for your children in the spirit. And I pray that as we are going to God, we are petitioning God about our children. By the grace of God, our children will do us good. They will glorify God. And everything that we trust God for concerning our children will come to pass. They will surpass even all our expectation by the grace of God. Fight for your children in the spirit. Don't fight them physically. Physically, they walk. Spiritually, yes. It is well, my people. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to all our callers. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like this video, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you so much. Prayer works, and God answered prayer. It is well with us. Thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see you on Tuesday nights. God bless you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Hi, my name is Brie Ekpo, content creator. I live in the UK with my family. So I'm glad to introduce to you once again WorldRemit app. I've been talking about this app for some time now. If you are a follower of my platform, this app recently enabled me to buy my retirement home in Nigeria. If you are Nigerian and you send Naira to your Nigeria account or to other people in Nigeria, this app enables you to send money very quickly. It's fast, it's efficient, and their rates are very competitive. So it's very easy to use. Just download the WorldRemit app. Just have it in your phone. So sometimes all this little change, £100 here, $100 here, $1,000 here, $200 here, it all adds up. Just they send them. They go for those projects where they do for Nigeria. Before you know, it all adds up. And they say a little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. So some of them won't be they follow me, know my journey of building my retirement home, which I just did with the help of this app. So download the WorldRemit app today. Their rates are very competitive. Use my discount code and keep sending money for those projects in Nigeria. It all adds up and you'll be able to achieve what you want to do in Nigeria. Remember, Ilela Bosimioko. So keep sending your money. Keep doing those projects. If you want to send money to your family, your loved one, download the WorldRemit app today and keep sending that money to Nigeria.